Alright, guys, this is it for today. Please do not forget to write your essay. And David, may I help you? Do you have any questions about the class? Hi, teacher. Yeah, I was wondering if maybe you can help me with something. Sure, just tell me. If I can be of any help, I'll be happy to help you. What happens is that I asked my English teacher for help, but he told me he doesn't have time. And I want you to help me with that. I'm having trouble learning English. I see. But I'm your literature teacher. Your English teacher is supposed to. Yes, I know. But as I was telling you, he doesn't have time, and I know you speak it. I know you've managed to learn more than 4 languages. I need to know what I'm doing wrong. I get it. Okay, I will help you. Learning a language is not easy, you know? People usually make a lot of mistakes when learning a language, especially English. Especially English? Why? Is this language the most difficult to learn? No, it's not. But it's very famous, and there are a lot of methods to learn it. Anyway, I'll tell you about some mistakes that students usually make when they learn English. One common mistake is the use of the auxiliary verbs. These are very important in English, because by changing the auxiliary verb, you change the whole sentence. For example, you say, "Do you work here?" And that's present simple. But you can change its time only by changing the auxiliary. Did you work here? And it will become past simple now. So, by changing do to did, I changed the sentence from present simple to past simple. 3 main auxiliary verbs in English are do, be, and have. They are extremely important. And mastering them will help you a lot in expressing yourself more confidently. The great news is that their use is consistent. For example, we use do for simple tenses. Do you live here? Did for past simple. Did you have breakfast? And be for continuous forms and passive voice. I am working. She was sleeping. Or this was painted by Sarah. Finally, we use have for perfect tenses. Like, they have been married for 10 years, or we had seen that film before. Of course, there are more auxiliaries, but these here are the most important. Remember that. Another common mistake is when using the wrong preposition. That's very common. The English language contains a whopping 150 prepositions, or even more by some estimates. So it's no surprise that learners often use the wrong one. That's understandable. Prepositions with overlapping meanings or different uses, such as in, at, and on, are the ones that are most often used incorrectly. The best way to learn how to use them is by using them in real life. Listen to real life conversations and get used to it. Memorizing the rules is good, but it doesn't work for everyone because it's difficult. And there are a lot of exceptions from these rules, so listen, repeat, and use it in real life. Another common mistake students usually make is mixing up closely related adjectives. English has many adjectives that are similar in both meaning and form. I'm sure you know that. They are very common, such as bored or boring, or interested, interesting. Given that these pairs vary by only a couple of letters, it's easy to accidentally use the wrong one. How to use them properly? Simple. If you are describing someone's feelings, then you would use ed. For example, I'm bored. Martha was excited. And if you're describing the characteristic of the event, then you would use ing. For example, this book is interesting, or that concert we went was amazing. If you memorize this rule, then it will be easy for you to know how to use these adjectives. Oh, another mistake is forgetting about gender-specific pronouns. In many languages, object pronouns like him or her and possessive pronouns like his or hers are the same. For example, in Spanish, his book and her book are both translated as su libro. Therefore, remembering that these pronouns in English take on genders can be taxing for some students. Often, learners will use the masculine form, which is typically taught as the default form. So the only thing here to tell you is be careful when using object pronouns and possessive pronouns. Another typical mistake is, the word order in questions. Asking questions and giving answers are the basics of a great conversation in any language. But while learning English, a lot of English learners translate their questions from their own language. And the order is often wrong. In some cases, they just omit the auxiliary verbs, which are very important in English questions. That's a terrible but very common mistake. As I check some students' assessments or homework, I often see these mistakes. You like to know more about my new project? Or why you not invite me? Great news! There is a fixed structure for you to learn and use for any question. It's called quasi. QU, question word, what, when, why, where, etc. A for auxiliary verb, do, be, or have. S for subject, he, she, it, they, Sarah, my sister. And I for infinitive, work, go, sleep, invite. For example, where did you go last night? Oh, that's very interesting. I didn't know that. I will use it, for sure. Yeah, but remember that this structure is not used for all the questions, but for most of them. Well, David, I think I helped you a lot, and now I have to go to another class. Is that okay? No, please. These common mistakes and tips are awesome. Just one more, please. Alright, the last one. Let me see. Oh, I know. Present perfect or past simple. Another very often mistake is understanding when to use present perfect and when to use past simple. They usually confuse. The best way to understand their difference is this. Present perfect is used for experiences, general things, things we don't know or we don't say when they happened. But past simple is used for completed, finished actions in the past. So you would start a conversation with a general question in present perfect. Have you ever tried sushi? Have you ever been to the USA? Have you ever seen that film? If the answer is yes, and you want to know more details about it, you have to be more specific in your question, like, when did you try it? Did you like it? Or was it good? Or who did you go with? Where did you stay? How was it? We use present perfect for unfinished times. Therefore, we often use it with expressions like today, this week, this month, this year, but past simple is for finished, completed actions in the past. And normally tell us the exact time when the action happened. For example, I have been so busy today. Today's not finished yet. I was so busy yesterday. Or she has worked 50 hours this week. The week hasn't finished yet. I worked 50 hours last week. You see, it's not that difficult. You just need to know these rules. Fantastic! Thank you so much, teacher. You are the best teacher. No, I'm not. But I can help you some other time, if you want. Sure, if people like and share this video, we'll make another one. I hope you liked this conversation. If you could improve your English a little more, please subscribe to the channel and share this video with a friend. And if you want to support this channel, you can join us or click on the Super Thanks button. Thank you very much for your support. Take care.